It's that time of year again, and Six Flags has just released their annual video announcing their 2020 editions. This year, it's Jim Reed Anderson in the kitchen in his traditional corny Six Flags fashion, giving us the additions for 14 of the 15 amusement parks, along with the water parks. That's right, not all of the parks made it into this video. Some of these additions were better for their parks than others, so let's rank them up from worst to best. Number 15 is Vipère, coming to La Ronde. Sure, this is their first new coaster in 10 years, and that's exciting, but it's still a relocation of the worst coaster ever built, Green Lantern at Magic Mountain. So that's why it's coming in last. The saving grace for this ride will be if they can fix the trains now that they aren't subject to California law anymore, and make the ride more like a European Zaxspin. But I will probably make a separate video on my full thoughts on this, and I'll be at La Ronde next year to check it out. Number 14 is Magic Mountain, who was left off this video. Now there was a separate press release showing that they will be getting improvements to Fright Fest and Holiday in the Park, but that wasn't specifically pointed out in this video. And with West Coast Racers practically opening in 2020, it's almost like we're getting a new ride next year. Plus, getting rid of Green Lantern is addition by subtraction. Number 13 is Frontier City, getting Wahoo Racer in their water park. They just got a nice kiddie area expansion, and now we'll be getting something for their water park. It's a little disappointing that they aren't adding something new to the dry park since they need something to build it up, but hopefully they continue doing so next year. Number 12 is Darien Lake with Wahoo Wave, which is just a water park expansion. This is coming off a year where they got a good flat ride with their Star Flyer, and hopefully this is kind of a down year before they get something bigger like a new coaster or RMC Predator. Number 11 is New England with Supergirl Skyflyer, a Zamperla Endeavor. I wasn't originally thinking that they would get a new coaster this year, but the park did post a teaser about the announcement date, which made me think that maybe their 2020 edition would be a little more substantial for their 150th anniversary. But they ended up with an Endeavor like the one you'll find at Over Texas or St. Louis. A solid flat ride, but it fell short of expectations. Number 10 is Over Georgia with a pair of flat rides, Catwoman Whip and Poison Ivy Toxic Twister, a Zamperla Endeavor, and a Scrambler. Here's another park that was rumored to get a free spin for 2020, and I didn't have them pegged for a new coaster quite yet, but a pair of decent flats does help the park and sets them up for a bigger addition in the future. Number 9 is St. Louis with Catwoman Whip, one of the two Funtime Vomatrons coming to the chain next year. I've been to a few fairs, and this is one of the highlight attractions you'll find at them. It's a crazy flat ride with terrible capacity, so it makes sense at a park like St. Louis. Some people thought that maybe 2020 was a year for a Raptor or a free spin, but I think that may be in the cards for next year. Number 8 is Discovery Kingdom with Sidewinder Safari, and it's stunning that they would be adding another new coaster here, their third year in a row and their fourth in the last 5 years. You know when you go to the fair and you get a bunch of small prizes that you could trade in for a bigger one? Discovery Kingdom probably wishes that they could cash in their 3 minor additions for a big one. This is a Zamperla spinning mouse, like Raging Cajun at Six Flags America, which can give really good rides, but in general is more of a mild family coaster that fills the spinning coaster gap in the park after they lost their Gerstlauer spinner to Six Flags Mexico. They're also advertising the animal exhibits in the queue line, which is nice to see because that's such a big part of Discovery Kingdom's identity, and it's good that they found a way to integrate them with this new ride. Number 7 is Over Texas with Aquaman Power Wave, a Mock Rides Power Splash. And this was no surprise to anyone, taking the spot of the old Aquaman Splashdown ride and serves as the park's first new coaster in 3 years. Getting good new coasters has been a challenge for Over Texas, and although this is unique to the US, I'm not sure this is the type of addition they needed. It also will not have a turntable like Pulsar at Wallaby, Belgium, which means it will run one boat at a time, so it sounds like a capacity nightmare. On a good note, the park will now be year-round, which is good news for everyone. Number 6 is Great Escape with Adirondack Outlaw, a Funtime Vomatron just like the one going to St. Louis. The reason why this is higher is because expectations were low for Great Escape, and this low-capacity ride makes a lot of sense at a park like this. This type of flat ride wasn't on anyone's list of predictions, so it'll be interesting to see how it works out for the lesser-attended parks. Number 5 is Fiesta Texas with Daredevil Dive, the world's tallest Zamperla air race. Fiesta Texas likes to make a splash every year, and this is no different. This inverting flat ride is unique enough to the Six Flags chain, but this is also raised 48 feet off the ground to make it that much more exciting. Hardly anyone thought that 2020 would be a coaster year for Fiesta Texas, and this is a cool addition that we will probably be seeing more of in the future years. Number 4 is Great America with Tsunami Surge, a terrific looking water coaster coming to Hurricane Harbor. This is probably the best addition a water park could ask for, and it seems like a great addition to follow up Max Force as the park prepares for a new roller coaster next year or the year after at the latest. Number 3 is Six Flags America with Harley Quinn's Pinsanity. It is Zamperla Giant Discovery standing 150 feet tall. Even though this park really needs a new coaster, these pendulums are better than almost every coaster that Six Flags has been adding to their parks lately, so this is a really great addition to Six Flags America. Number 2 is Six Flags Mexico with Crazanity, the world's tallest pendulum ride, which is a record that Six Flags likes to claim at least once a year. This is slightly bigger than the one at Six Flags America and continues the string of solid additions by Six Flags Mexico. This park is between its cycle of getting a new coaster, and it doesn't get much better than a 170-foot giant discovery in your off years. And finally, number 1 is Great Adventure with Jersey Devil Coaster, the RMC Raptor. Six Flags absolutely nailed this one. It's a taller, longer custom Raptor, and they addressed the capacity issue by giving it 4 12-car trains, so hopefully it will have a moving station and they can at least run 3 at a time, unless they plan on having a dual loading station and then they can run all 4. This was the perfect addition, and they really did a good job with everything. I'm impressed, so good job Six Flags. This is clearly the highlight attraction for the chain in 2020. Let me know if you agree or disagree with these rankings in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys all next time.